Hello, Broncos fans. The buzz is real, and it's only getting louder. The Denver Broncos are sitting in a tantalizing position at pick number 20 in this year's NFL Draft, and the mock drafts are sparking dreams of big-time playmakers landing in Mile High. The talk of the town, none other than running back Ashton Gentry. Now, before we dive into this wild scenario that could potentially bring Gentry to Denver, smash that like button if you've been riding with the Broncos for over 20 years. We love seeing fans of all generations. If you can, drop a comment that says, "Go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue." All right, let's dive in. According to one of the most well-regarded mock drafts compiled by The Ringer, a reputable and plugged-in group of NFL insiders, the Denver Broncos are projected to take Ashton Gentry with the 20th overall pick. Now, this would be a dream come true for many in Broncos country. Gentry is an explosive, multi-dimensional back who could bring immediate juice to this offense, but for this scenario to play out, several things would need to happen. Let's start with the Vegas Raiders, sitting at pick number 6. They're one of the few teams reportedly eyeing Gentry, but realistically, their roster has holes all over the place: offensive line, defense, quarterback. It's highly unlikely they'd invest such a premium pick on a running back, especially considering the modern NFL's devaluation of the position. Even elite backs like Christian McCaffrey, the highest paid at his position, are only making what amounts to WR2 money. So unless the Raiders do something shocking, they're probably not the team to fear here. Next up at pick 10 are the Chicago Bears, fresh off a massive investment in Caleb Williams. They've retooled the offensive line and added weapons like DeAndre Swift. With those needs somewhat addressed and defensive pressure being their blueprint, think Philly's Super Bowl run, Chicago is more likely to fortify their D-line than go after another running back, especially this early. The Dallas Cowboys at pick 12 might be the real wild card. Jerry Jones loves splashy picks, and if Gentry is still on the board, it would be hard for him to pass. But they too are dealing with several roster deficiencies and might look elsewhere. If Gentry slips past those three, the stars might align for Denver. Now let's check what the most accurate mock drafters in recent years are saying. Brendan Donahue from Shark Football Analysis, who was one of the top mock drafters last year, has Gentry going to the Raiders at 6. Ouch. In his version, Denver ends up with Omarion Hampton, a physical downhill runner who could still provide a major spark, but lacks the game-breaking versatility of Gentry. Then there's Ryan McChrystal, another top-tier drafter. He has Gentry gone early again, but this time he has the Broncos selecting Treveyon Henderson. Now that's a name Broncos fans are starting to get really hyped about. Henderson's an electric athlete with elite burst and agility, and his draft stock has been climbing fast. And now comes the insight from someone with deep roots in Broncos coverage, Mike Kliss. When Kliss speaks, Broncos country listens. In a recent article, Kliss shared that he would be shocked if Denver's pick at 20 isn't one of the following players: Colston Loveland, Treveyon Henderson, Omarion Hampton, Walter Nolan, Matthew Golden, Quinton Judkins, Derek Harmon, Kenneth Grant, or Tyler Warren. That's quite a spread, but it reflects the level of uncertainty and depth in this draft. So let's break that list down. According to the local consensus, if Gentry is off the board, the pick that's generating the most internal buzz is Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. This guy is a prototype mismatch nightmare. Versatile, tough, Big Ten tested. Pairing him with Evan Engram could give Sean Payton his dream two-tight end offense. Remember what Payton did with Jared Cook and Jimmy Graham in New Orleans? Imagine that in orange and blue. Next on the excitement scale, Treveyon Henderson. Though some mocks have him slipping into the second round, Sean Payton seems to be enamored with him, and it wouldn't be the first time he's zigged when everyone else zagged. It's starting to feel a lot like the Bo Nix situation all over again. At first it looked like a reach, now it's looking genius. Could history repeat itself? And third in line on the hype meter is Colston Loveland. He hasn't looked as dynamic since losing J.J. McCarthy at QB, but the raw talent is undeniable. Sean Payton loves players who can own the middle of the field, and Loveland could develop into that reliable slant monster we haven't had since Demaryius Thomas. What makes this all even more exciting is what it says about Payton's mindset. If he passes on a running back at 20, he's clearly banking on someone later in the draft, someone under the radar, maybe even another Alvin Kamara-type gem. So here's the big question I'll leave you with for now. If Ashton Gentry is gone, By pick 6 like some mocks predict, who should the Broncos take at 20? Tre'Veyon Henderson, Omarion Hampton, Tyler Warren, or maybe even someone like Colston Loveland? Who are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, let's keep it going because the deeper we dive, the more it feels like the Denver Broncos are sitting on the edge of something truly franchise-defining. We already looked at the potential for landing Ashton Gentry and what it would mean if he's gone by pick 6. But now let's talk about the serious alternatives and how they'd fit Sean Payton's vision. Let's start with Tyler Warren. If the Broncos were to make this move at 20, it's not just about adding a tight end. It's about redefining the offense. Warren is that classic Penn State-built athlete. Big, physical, and deceptively fast. He plays with toughness, knows how to find soft spots in coverage, and thrives in red zone situations. Imagine Sean Payton using Warren like he once used Jimmy Graham, isolating him against linebackers and safeties, dominating matchups in the middle of the field. Add Evan Engram to that picture, and now you've got two serious threats that force defenses to commit resources, opening up space for the rest of the offense. This isn't just wishful thinking. Sean Payton has a long history of maximizing tight end talent. We've seen what he can do when he has the right pieces. The emergence of Warren would mean fewer stacked boxes against our running backs, more play-action opportunities for Bo Nix, and an overall offensive structure that's dynamic and hard to defend. This pick would scream long-term strategy, high floor, high ceiling, and a game plan that isn't just about 2025 but the next 5 years. But if Warren is off the board, or if the Broncos simply decide they need juice in the backfield, the attention shifts to Tre'Veyon Henderson. Look, there's a reason this name keeps popping up. He's not just fast, he's explosive. He can hit the home run every time he touches the ball, and he's a legit receiving threat out of the backfield. This is the kind of player that opens up the playbook in ways we haven't seen since the early days of Philip Lindsay. Now, some will argue Henderson's not worth the 20th pick. Some mocks even have him going in the 2nd round. But that's exactly the kind of scenario where Sean Payton thrives. Remember, he doesn't follow consensus. He trusts his eyes. He did it with Alvin Kamara, and he may be looking at Henderson the same way. If the Broncos walk away from day 1 of the draft with Henderson in hand, it would say a lot about how confident Payton is in his scouting process. It also says that he's not willing to wait and risk missing on a guy who fits exactly what he needs for this offense to explode. Then there's Omarion Hampton. He might not have the breakaway speed of Henderson or the elite dual-threat skill set of Gentry, but make no mistake, Hampton is a bruiser. He's the type of back who wears down defenses and gets stronger as the game goes on. Think of him like a throwback, a player who could give the Broncos a true identity on the ground.